How you guys doing? Just out here doing some work in the garden. Got everything out and it's time to disinfect and clean and do all that good stuff. You know, because after each grow, the lighting's not that good. You got all kinds of gunk that builds up right there. You see right there? That's just stuff that's like a slime, I don't know, mildew, whatever the hell, that builds up after each run. So you gotta run some hot water, some bleach, maybe even some peroxide, clean all that up, clean up all the gunk that builds up, you know what I'm saying? All around the edges. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make it sure everything is back up, tip top, sanitized for your next run, you know? And so what I like to do is I like to get my room all emptied out. Check it out. Everything's all emptied out. There's nothing hanging. There's nothing hanging. The only thing in here is going to be the AC, my CO2 burner. That's it. I'm gonna take my fans out next, but that's basically it. Everything's coming out. So the first thing I like to do is I'll go ahead and do a sulfur burn inside here and then again in my garage. But I'll do the one in my garage at the very end. I'll go ahead and do a sulfur burn in here, and then I'll go ahead and the next day after it airs out, I'll come in and I'm gonna go ahead and start wiping everything down with some bleach, some soap, a little bit of peroxide in the one bucket. I mean, I'll have 3 different buckets that I'm working with. One will have peroxide, one will have, you know, soap and bleach. But, you know, the thing is that you want to get in there and clean everything up. Dude, just look at the fans from running nonstop. You know, all that shit builds up. You know, you want to make sure. I already did this, but you know, for anybody that's got an AC, you know, they got little filters in there, man. I don't got my ladder, so it's hard to reach. But there's filters right up in there. You got to take those out, wash them out real good. You know, it keeps your coils from going bad. It keeps your system running real smooth. You do the same thing with the outside part of the unit. Wash it down, you know, get all that dirt up off of it. And so basically once I do all that, I start bringing each piece of equipment in one by one. And I'll clean it. You know, I'll go ahead and, you know, I'll get my system, boom, boom, sanitized first. You know what I'm saying? And then I'll put her in. Then I'll get my lights hanged up so I can zero my lights in right centered on the center of my plant. You know, little things like that will benefit and help you in the long run. But the main thing that I'm stressing is that don't get lazy after each harvest. Make sure you go ahead and take the time to clean your things up right. You know what I'm saying? I do that and I don't have any problems with pests, diseases, mildew, none of that. You know, you do that, keep a good airflow and good temps. I mean, shit, the shit grows itself. All right, but you get sloppy and you stop cleaning your stuff. You know, you say, fuck it, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll clean it the next run. You know, we're talking 3-4 months in between runs. You know, shit builds up. And I consider myself a clean gardener. I keep things pretty clean. And still, shit builds up. I mean, you know, I paint my floors white. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this stuff is from me getting everything out, granted, and during harvest, making a mess, you know, just fucking coming in here ganja style and fucking chopping shit down with my machete, you know. But on the reals, you know, I think that one of the main things a lot of growers overlook is maintaining a clean garden. And I think that's very important because half the time I see people asking about, hey, you know, how do I get rid of these pests or how do I get rid of this or that? You know, it all starts with your environment. After that, secondary things come into factor, like, hey, you know, where did you get this clone? Was it a clone? Was it a seed? Was it outside, inside? A lot of different things, but I'll wrap it up with just saying, always remember to clean your garden, and you will be able to cut down on a lot of factors that, you know, that give you problems like pest, disease, just different things like that. Plus, it looks a lot better. All right, guys, I'm still waiting for the final cure before I do the weigh-in, but I know it's about... honestly, it's about 30 ounces of prime and a lot of fucking fluff that I'm gonna make into different. I'm thinking it's almost like half a pound of larf. I fucked up on the scrog and I didn't scrog high enough. And there's like, it's dark over here in this corner where I got this, but that's all larfy stuff. Try to get in here and see if you can get a picture. Anyways, you know, I don't want to over exaggerate the numbers or anything. I'll be honest. I was running these two PLC 6s and I got 30 ounces of prime. That's, you know, tops. And, you know, 8 ounces or so of some larfy shit that I'm going to have to use for edibles, or I'm going to try to collect a little bit of it and see how it runs on the Nug Smasher. I haven't done that yet. But I mean, I don't know. I got to do something with it. It's a lot of material. Let me put some in my hand just to give you a better idea. You know, there's some buds in there, some pretty solid buds too. You know, don't get me. But that's my fuck up. I could have minimized and cut all that out and had a lot bigger colas. But it's a learning curve, you know what I'm saying? I never said I was a master grower or anything like that. But I do grow enough to keep me smoking year round like a motherfucker. So, hope you guys liked the video. I'll go ahead and, like I said, once everything's cured, give you the close-ups of the bud, of the weights on the scale. But I already know it's roughly about 30 ounces. So, with a whole lot of larf where I fucked up. But, all right, guys. Have a good night.